Hey guys, Oscar Combs here with the ISO 9001 group with another episode of the ISO Show. Today we're going to talk about smart car cybersecurity risks. You know, those cars that tell us everything and do everything for us. Most of us probably already have one of those cars, driving them today. The United States Commerce Department is proposing a ban on the sale or import of any cars that have smart car technology from the countries of China and Russia. So is this something that we should be concerned about? Let's talk about it. All right, guys, let's talk about this. The United States Commerce Department next week will propose a ban on the sale or import of smart vehicles that have smart car technology from China or Russia. Now, why is this being done? This is being done due to security risks, due to embedded software. So, software that's embedded into your car, and all of the various components of the car have software in them. And if they are from China and or Russia, this would be a concern for the United States Commerce Department. They are concerned about risks such as remote sabotage or hacking of the software in the vehicles, or accessing drivers' data that is in the vehicle, and the ability to shut down a vehicle, take over your vehicle. You know, this is definitely a real risk, and this is something that we should be concerned about. So let's talk about what is a smart car. You know, it's more than just those little compact cars that we see they have the name smart car. But what we're talking about is the smart car technology itself. And the smart car technology is a very sophisticated system. It's electronics, it's sensors, it's software. You know, all those things. Like when you get in your car seat and your backup system, and things get to buzzing if you get too close, and all of that. Or you know, the lane assist and all these things. Some of these things kind of take control of your speed, of your wheel. Things of this nature. That's what we're talking about when we say smart car technology. There's a lot of great benefits from smart car technology. Now, when we think about smart car technology, these things are meant to help us with our operations of our vehicle, maintenance of our vehicle, just the general comfort that we experience in our vehicle, and ultimately to reduce the need for human intervention on the vehicle. Now, that I'm maybe a little concerned about, but you know, again, there's some benefits of having the software make decisions, but should it make all decisions? Probably not. Smart vehicles are also designed to communicate with the other devices that we have. What are we talking about? Like your cell phone. That's one of the big devices. What about your security systems at your home and other places? What about remote locks and doors? You know, like your garage doors, your driveway gates, lighting systems, things of this nature. What about communicating with other vehicles, right? So at some point, these cars are going to be communicating with each other. That's the ultimate goal with all of these autonomous vehicles, that they're going to have to communicate with each other, because they won't have human intervention. So the cars will have to communicate themselves. Now, the ultimate goal is what they call vehicle to everything, or V2X. V2X means your vehicle communicating with anything and everything. Wow, it's coming, guys. So again, I don't want to act like there's no benefits to this. Like the road safety is improved. in some cases, as long as there's not a failure and software and the hardware is working properly, it improves the road safety, making better decisions. I mean, I've had situations where my car has helped me make a better decision. You know, when you put your blinker on and you look to the left, maybe you miss that car in your blind spot, but your car sensor picks it up. And so you don't make that lane switch. So it's benefits, guys. And you know, things like your hands free, you can talk to your phone or to your car and give it certain commands, and you don't have to try to be typing and hitting buttons while you're driving. So there's some benefits to that. And just overall improved comfort. You know, you're able to, you know, set certain things up for you specifically. Driver 1, driver 2, you know, your seat, you can adjust it. The temperature in your vehicle, you can adjust it to your liking. Someone else gets in your car, they can adjust it to their liking, right? And you can switch it back to your liking. So guys, don't get me wrong, great benefits to all of this technology of a smart car. I would rather have a smart car than a dumb car any day, right? So this is not a knock on smart car technology. And again, we're not talking about those little smart cars per se. I'm talking about the smart car technology. But when you couple the inherent risk associated with all of this software, hardware issues, there are some things, guys, that we do need to be concerned about. And then you couple that with the U.S. Commerce Department's concern about software from our adversaries being in the vehicles. I definitely can see that could be a concern, guys. So should we be concerned? Yes. The short answer is yes, we should be concerned. Am I concerned? I would say I am concerned at a certain level. I'm not at a point where I'm extremely concerned, but I will never allow a car to do everything for me. I'm not that person that's going to turn on the autonomous driving feature and let the car drive me. I'm not at that point, and I doubt if I ever will. Even if I get a car that has the feature, I probably would never use it. But let's talk about what happened recently is a really good example of why the United States would be concerned about this. So on September 17, 2024, hundreds of pagers exploded simultaneously across Lebanon, killing people, injuring thousands of people. We saw that in the news. You guys saw that. And then the next day, a bunch of walkie-talkies exploded. Now, how did they do that? That was all through embedded software, explosive devices implanted in these devices, right? So it was learned that Israel's military and Israel's intelligence agencies were behind this, right? And we all know these guys are in the middle of a war, but that's what we're talking about. Another adversary to Lebanon was able to detonate these devices and kill people and cause mass chaos and catastrophe in their country. Now, based upon these events, we can clearly see the smart car technology is way more advanced than this technology, right? And so there, of course, is a lot more opportunity for things to go wrong. There's a lot more opportunity for bad actors and cyber criminals. So we can't just be concerned about adversarial countries. I mean, there's people right within the United States that we need to be concerned about, cyber criminals, guys. This is, if we're moving into this area of AI and software driving everything, we better be very vigilant in what we're doing and be mindful that we are mitigating the risks that come along with all of this software, guys. Yeah, don't get me wrong. Software is a great thing. Hardware is just hardware, but it still needs to be designed and manufactured well. But that software it's beneficial, but there's risk if it's not done right. So what are the risks of smart cars? They're smart. Let's not debate that, right? These cars are smart. All these sensors and programs and software is very beneficial. But I don't know about you guys, but when I used to go buy a car, the first thing that the salesperson would do is that they would open the hood, show me the engine and the transmission, talk about all of these kind of features. You know, how many miles I can get per gallon, all of these things. Now, the first thing you walk into a dealership to purchase a vehicle, first thing they talk to you about is how that car can connect to your cell phone. Like, that's the whole selling point, is the connectivity. What you can do through your cell phone with this car, or how you can connect your car to other devices. And it's all about making our lives easier, and I'm all about making my life easier. But at the same time, I don't want to make my life more riskier either, right? So they tell you about all of these apps. Guys, apps is the same as software. Like, we don't use the term software. We use the term apps now, APPS, or applications. Really, I don't even hear people using the word application anymore, but it's software. So when we hear those words, apps, application, it's software. You remember when you used to take your car to the mechanic, and the mechanic, you'd have to leave it there. They'd have to diagnose the issue. Yeah, typically now that means that a mechanic is plugging your car up into plugging a computer up to your car, and your car is telling the mechanic what the problem is. It's not the other way around, not the mechanic doing the assessment and diagnosis. It's the car telling the mechanic what's wrong. The mechanic comes back to you with a report or a printout from the computer, not a written document from the mechanic. And yes, technology, we have to move forward with the times. All I'm saying, guys, is that our cars, they're basically software and hardware on four wheels nowadays. So the benefits are there, but also are the risks. So the question really is that we should be asking ourselves is, what risks are acceptable and how can we control the risks? Okay? We all want convenience. We want things to be easier. But here are some of the risks that we need to consider when it comes to these smart cars. And we've talked about a few of them already that the U.S. Department of Commerce is concerned about. But, you know, most people, we can't live without our cell phones, guys. The cell phone drives our lives now, right? As soon as you wake up to when you go to bed. Right, and have you ever lost your cell phone and, man, panic attack? What am I going to do? Well, you lost your cell phone, but it's not just a cell phone. It's everything else. It's all aspects of your life on your cell phone, right? So it's not just a cell phone, but when you tie that or connect that cell phone to the software in your car, well, then other things can happen. Like if you have bad actors, or if the software in your car is hacked, or if your car is connected to your phone and your phone is hacked. People could literally take over your car or take the information off of your phone. All that information that you keep on your phone and all of the other applications are software that is also on your phone. And guys, your phone is software, right? I mean, they just use these words, apps, guys. It's all software. So you can imagine if an adversarial country was able to tap into that, what damage could be done. I don't know about you guys. I'm I've been working with software a whole lot and apps, if we want to use the current term, apps. But with apps and software, there's always bugs. There's things that are going wrong. The software not coded properly and things of this nature. Things just happen sometimes in software. Most times, let's just say this, most times they don't happen. Things don't happen and the software works like it's supposed to. But sometimes the software just acts up. But many times the software is hacked. You have malicious code injected into the software by bad actors, cyber criminals. That's what we're talking about, guys. So if your car is software, if your phone is software, and then you have a bad actor, plus the software bugs, we can see where things could go wrong very, very quickly. What about when you're connecting your car to your remote devices, like like when you pull up, your driveway gate or your garage door, other devices or systems, other remote systems that are also ran by what? Software, ran by applications or apps, right? All these things that are very convenient for us, but they all are becoming connected, which makes it easier for cyber criminals, makes it easier for adversaries of the United States to potentially attack U.S. citizens. That's what they're concerned about, and it's a valid concern. What about sabotage? Remote sabotage, just like what happened in Lebanon. Imagine if we had software embedded into the smart car technology from other countries that don't like us. What could they do? Could they take over our car? You're driving and all of a sudden your car is going straight towards another car and you can't do anything about it. Or your car is going into another lane and you can't do anything about it, and it's all being orchestrated by a cyber criminal or one of our adversaries, guys. These are valid concerns. So we have valid benefits and we also have valid concerns, and we need to be mindful of this. Now, what is in place to help us in this area? So coming back to the standards, which is what our focus is at the ISO group, is these standards. The standard for automotive is, one of them is called IATF 16949. It's the main one, and it's currently on version 2016. Now, IATF 16949, when I do a word search on certain things like cyber, information security, smart technology, or ISO 27001, none of those words even appear in the standard. Now, the standard does address the issue of products with embedded software, which is kind of what we're talking about here. Well, it is what we're talking about. So it addresses that in sections 8.3, 2.3, 8.4, 2.3.1. So those are elements of trying to control embedded software provided by automotive manufacturers and the suppliers to those automotive manufacturers, right? General Motors, Ford, Tesla, all these Honda, all these automotive manufacturers. So these are standards that they would follow, especially with all of these EV vehicles, right? Electronic vehicles. But that's even different than the smart car. We worked with EV manufacturers and they implemented what we call ISO 27001, which is an information security management system. It has things in there about cybersecurity, how to prevent cybersecurity, different controls that need to be in place. but ISO 27001 is not integrated into IATF 16949. It's not integrated. If you do a word search for 27001 on IATF 16949, it's not in there. So this means most likely that automotive manufacturers are just kind of having to do these things on their own, but really these requirements should be built into IATF 16949 or IATF making reference back to ISO 27001. Right, guys? So that's my recommendation, is that the 16949, it has to be beefed up a little bit more to address these valid concerns that the U.S. Department of Commerce has. It's valid concerns. And as car owners, we should also be concerned, and we need to be more vigilant with our data. How are we securing our data? What are we connecting to our smart cars? How are we managing that, controlling that? You know, it's one thing just keep hitting all these buttons, but just stop for a second and think about what are we doing? What are we connecting to? Do I really want people to be able to open my driveway gate, open my door, to be able to tap into my phone and get all my contact information and my Social Security through other applications that I have on my phone? It's possible. This is what we're saying. Sometimes we're just not even thinking about what we're doing, and we're just thinking about the convenience, which is great, but we have to be more vigilant, guys. We need our cars. We don't need our cars to drive us. You drive your car. I would never put myself in a situation where my car is controlling me. I'm going to always lean on the side of me controlling my car because of all of these concerns. And I don't necessarily need the United States government or IATF to have these concerns for me. I have them myself, right? And so this is what I'm saying, that personal safety always starts with us, with you, with me. Your personal safety, your information security, your security of your data starts with you, not other people. So we can't rely on everybody else. We have to start doing this ourselves. We got to make our own decisions on what we're doing. Now, if you choose to make those decisions to connect everything, okay, but just be mindful and be considerate of all these risks that we talked about today. We have to make our own decisions, but you also need to mitigate your own risk. All right, guys. So these smart cars, they are smart, and artificial intelligence, all these things are coming, but I'm a big believer in real intelligence. I guess we call it RI. That's my focus. Now, can a computer do some things I can't do? Yes. Can a computer do it faster? Yes. More efficiently? Possibly. But I still want to be the one telling that computer what to do, not the computer telling me what to do. What do you guys think about that? Let me know what you think about this topic. Put your comments below the video in the comments section. Let me know what you think about these smart cars. Do you have one? What concerns do you have? Are you one of those people that's connected? What do you think about the possibility of a country that's adversarial to the United States tapping in and having these negative impacts on our cars? Guys, hit the notification on so that you can get notified every time we drop new content. We ask that you like, share the video, comment on the video. It's very important. People need to know this information. People have smart cars. They're not thinking about these things. They're depending on you as a friend to share this information to them. Hey guys, Oscar Combs here with the ISO 9001 group, helping organizations and people improve their operations and reduce their risk. Talk to you next time. Bye-bye now.